Hello everyone, this is DeanStarcraft giving you another shoutcast between LilRice and Jamal over here. Now Jamal is going to be spawning as the bottom left side. LilRice will be spawning at the bottom right side, and this is actually pretty weird because I'm actually saying my own name. Well, not LilRice is not my name, but this is actually me playing over here. This is a game in around mid-diamond, high-diamond game. We are both actually diamond players, and this is going to be a PvZ for all y'all. Setting out a scouting overlord just to scout out where he is. He's actually scouting his. He's actually sending his first pro about getting a 9 pylon over here, going pretty standard over here. Now on this map, Shakira's Path recently got a nerf for the Terran players because the rocks actually got taken off because they were actually so good for Terran, because Terran could pretty much just siege up on the ramp, and if they siege up on the ramp, Zerglings cannot get a surround on them, and even if you try to catch them off guard, you cannot get a proper surround because there's going to be Marines in front, and Marines are obviously supporting the tanks, and thus the reason why they had to take it out, because it was too powerful. They could just shell on your base easily, especially with a Thor. It prevents any sort of mutal harass. Even if they added a couple of turrets, wouldn't be so bad. So right now, thankfully for me, since I'm a Zerg player, now the back rocks are gone, and I have easier time dealing with Terran. Now Jamal is actually scouting my base and putting his pro over here, probably putting on hold position to prevent any sort of fast expand. I see that he is putting that, so I decided to get my spawning pool first because I wanted to go for a macro game, but he wanted to prevent any sort of expo from my part. Now he's going pretty standard here, getting a 12 gateway, most likely getting a 14 gas, probably pulling a pylon at 16 or 15 actually. My bad. And getting a spawning pool, fast expand most likely coming up. Actually, I'm putting a drone over here just to make sure that when his probe comes out, when my overlord sees that, I will bring my drone over here, actually synchronizing it perfectly and making my drone getting a fast expansion. He is not aware that I had a sneaky drone. Maybe he caught a glimpse of it, but either way, the fast expand already started, and he cannot stop it because a probe cannot destroy an almighty building that is under construction. That would be actually kind of weird if a probe can actually kill a hatchery. No, I'm just hallucinating. My bad. Alright, so his probe is actually chasing my drone. Now, most likely, if you can't chase your the opponent's scout midway over here, don't bother chasing him unless you suspect him of doing any sort of cheese, because you're actually losing one harvester compared to me actually in this case, but actually his harvest scout is a lot better than mine because I decided to go for a fast expo, so it'll take a while before my fast expansion will kick in and I'll get a better economy, but nevertheless my income is still around even. It's just his gas is a bit higher than mine actually. So right now pumping out a queen, probably some Zerglings over here scouting. Actually, I did not scout this over here, a proxy pylon. We will see what he'll be posting over here, maybe a proxy Stargate or so, maybe even gateway. Right now I knew that at this point in the game Stalker or Sentry might come out, so I decided to move my Overlord back, and there you go, a Sentry trying to pick out my Overlord, but Sentries are actually very weak, only 6 damage per game second actually, since game time and real time is not the same. I actually think that 1.33 game time or so is equivalent to 1 second in real time. I'm not actually sure, and actually putting a gateway down, so curious to see. He's actually going to probably be putting warp gates over here, so he could have probably playing a mind game with me. He probably telling me, hey, I'm going for a 3-gate fast expand, so let's play a macro game, but actually this is actually just a lie. He's getting 2 more gateways over here, so he's going for a 5-gate. Such an aggressive build coming towards my way. I am not aware of that at the moment, but either way I will still be posting up 2 spine crawls over here in any case of sort of early aggression, setting out a Zergling, not a Speedling yet, checking out his base, seeing what he has. As soon as I send my Zergling in, I will be seeing what he has in this. Let me wait 1 second. I'm just take a sip of my orange juice. So yummy. Alright, so I saw 4 sentries over here, and these 4 sentries told me he has invested 400 gas in this push. Most likely he will not have any sort of tech play since he invested so much, and he actually has more coming right over here behind my base. Oh, this is really a menacing force, but I saw this push coming thanks to the Zelnaga tower, and I had reacted accordingly, getting a Roach Warren because it's a must against Protoss. 8 more Zerglings, 12 more Zerglings, 14. These Zerglings can actually be probes at the drones at the moment, but since he's actually pushing out soon with this, I would need an army to handle that. And I want to check what he has right now with my Zerglings, trying to get a surround, but I knew that I will not be able with the amount of Zerglings I had, now doubling the amount of Zerglings. Actually, his Zealot got blocked out by his own sentries. How silly of him. But his so he has support with a couple of sentries and stalkers, and actually getting a nice surround over here, getting a surround, picking off with 1 sentry, and then actually getting a complete surround almost, and picking off a lot of units. Look at the units lost tab, 725 to 325. Oh, look at the difference, 900 at the moment. Getting 5 more Zealots over here, trying to counter all my Zerglings over here, but look, I already have the Roaches on the way. Gonna be able to micro these Roaches well against all these Zealots, and these Zealots will not do much good. So he decided to bring these Zealots, probably most likely to get a sight on this high ground, to warp in 5 more Zealots, or 4. Yeah, 4 more Zealots. So my bad. And Roaches are actually extremely effective against Zealots because on Creed they actually move extremely fast, and they're able to attack move, just like Terra Marines or Marauders. Now, this push has not done much economic damage so far. As you can see, I'm still even on income tab, but since I have an expo, my income is around 200 or 300 a head. And gas, I do not have so much, but it does not matter because Roaches only cost 25 gas, and I do not need as much for this. Actually picking off a couple of units, most likely. Actually, he picked off a couple of my Zerglings, and I picked off the pylon over here so that he just to prevent any sort of more warp-ins over here. And he is actually sad because his plan failed, most likely one of his personal strategies that he invented up. And I said, haha, I got you there, you cannot do any more tricky little high ground warp-in over here. And I was like, alright, the game's over, now you gotta place more standard over here. And he decided to play standard, getting some stalkers to counter my Roaches and some sentries for nice force fields most likely. But I have a couple of Zerglings most likely to tank the damage, since stalkers only do 10 damage versus Zerglings and 14 damage to Roaches. And if you can absorb the damage of your Zerglings, they will not do as much damage, and they will not do as much damage as required to eliminate my army. Right now he's just being a bit shy over here, not knowing when he should push out yet, but during this time I am actually making a good defense on the ramp over here, actually getting a lair over here, already finished, and probably getting glial reconstitution, and actually burrow over here. So I'm, oh yeah, I remember I wanted to go for some burrow places. I knew that he invested so much in this warp, actually in the warp gate play, that he does not have robotics facility most likely, and no observers, so no detection. So burrow will actually become very handy, since I can just attack a couple of hits and then burrow, attack a couple of hits, burrow. While killing some of his units, I will be losing barely any of mine because my Roaches will probably heal while they are burrowed, since they have high regeneration while they're burrowed. And I saw that his force is actually pretty large at the moment. Checking the army size, 2,075 and 950 gas army. Actually, compared to mine, it's much bigger than mine. But look at the army size. I have still a lot more than him, most likely because Roaches cost less. And pumping out a lot of Roaches at the moment. He decided to poke in, but he saw that there are 3 spine crawlers up here, and I said, okay, well, I'm gonna try to chase you down, but no, it doesn't work. He's got too much zealots for my Zerglings to handle, and decided to burrow my Roaches over here. This is an extremely nice strategy, because if ever you are being force fielded, you can actually just burrow your Roaches so that he will not be able to catch your Roaches split. Now he's trying to split my Roaches, but I said, hey, if you're gonna try to force field me, I'm just gonna burrow so that you can't do much. Force fielding again, burrow again. I don't think it's gonna do much damage for me, but I'm gonna be doing a lot of damage for him. You can see units lost time. He lost double of mine, even more than a bit more than double. Even still on the income wise, I still have ahead of him. Checking over here, I see that he has no expo at the moment. Doing a nice burrow micro over here, burrowing all the units that are almost dead, and then while burrowing all of them, and then as soon as they are all burrowed, I wait for him to push out. He has to get out at a certain point, and I unburrow, and then he knows that I have won this game, and he has to GG. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hope you like this shoutcast of mine. Please put a comment down below, like it. subscribe. I actually forgot my gas over here. Whoops, I should pay more